Gilman's Limited, incorporating domestic appliance distributors, is a major supplier of predominantly domestic white goods and consumer electronic goods throughout the UK. They are an established trade outlet to independent electrical retailers, kitchen specialists, house builders, developers and internet websites. Based in Tewkesbury, Gloucestershire, they operate primarily from a large 150,000 square foot warehouse. They have 2 additional smaller warehouses for extra storage, but all day-to-day operations take place out of the main building shown here. The site is surrounded by palisade security fencing which runs around the entire perimeter. The offices of the building are located across 2 floors in the highlighted section here. All of the remaining building space is warehouse space used for the storage of their goods. The outdoor area consists of a gated and monitored vehicle entrance, a staff and visitor car park and a large truck park for the goods in, goods out operations. The outside space has recently been painted so that lines for parking are clear and that pedestrians have clear, marked and safe zones for moving around. The building highlighted here is also owned by the client. It is split into 3 different spaces, one of which is being used by the client's ancillary company and 2 of which are being rented by other businesses. These 2 businesses insure everything themselves other than the building insurance. These freight containers are used for all waste disposal from the warehouse. A large amount of the waste produced is cardboard and polystyrene. The client was advised that the container closest to the building should be moved further away to provide a contingency in the event of a fire, and that this loose debris should be disposed of immediately. This container is a now out of use lorry wash. It is now used as storage for damaged goods. The entire site is monitored by 24/7 CCTV. There are several of these 360-degree cameras, both external and internal, which are monitored from this security office. The gutters of the building have been recently cleaned and were still in excellent condition with no signs of debris or clutter. The roof was inspected for any obvious signs of damage or mess. It was in excellent condition with no obvious problem areas. All solar panels were very well maintained with no sign of visible damage. A thermographic profile of the building's exterior was also undertaken. There were no visible hotspots or cold spots on any area of the roof, with temperature readings being consistent and safe across the board. The solar panels were also thermographically inspected, again showing no hotspots. This consistency suggests that all panels are operating at safe temperatures and that there are no obvious problems. The pedestrian entrance to the building was also inspected, which again showed no areas of concern. The interior of the warehouse is generally very well maintained. Goods are stored safely and tidily and stacked up to 6 metres. There is plenty of space for workers and drivers to manoeuvre around the warehouse. Whilst conducting the survey, the weekly fire alarm test took place, showing that the alarms were operating as expected. Following a recent installation of a mezzanine floor, a number of polystyrene-filled panels were exposed. Client has aluminium capped a number of these panels, with those highlighted here to be capped soon. In addition, it was noticed that there were some loose panels. The client has been advised to remove these with immediate effect. This lift is used to take workers and goods up to the mezzanine in the warehouse. It was advised that the mezzanine itself could be slightly tidier and that the swing access door shown here should have a padlock on it. This area is where the electric forklift trucks are stored and charged. They are used to transport goods around the warehouse, from goods in to storage and to goods out. When going around the warehouse, the drivers beep their horns to ensure that workers and visitors know that they are coming. It was noticed that the speed of some drivers was not always safe. The client has been advised to remind staff of safe driving speeds and to clearly display signs to that effect. This shows the goods in process. The lorries back up to the loading bay as shown here. The goods are then collected by a forklift driver and taken to the relevant area of the warehouse for storage. The electronic components and inverters for the solar panels were very well maintained, but the client was advised to allow 1 metre of clearance between the inverters and the stored goods to prevent additional fire risk. The warehouse has several safety measures to ensure the safety of any workers or visitors. They include pedestrian walkways and zebra crossings, warning signs for any dangerous areas, a defibrillator that is easy to access, and clear safety signs at the entrance to the warehouse itself.